So just please make yourself comfortable and just relax your body. So with this relaxed state of body, so we will engage in meditation practice. And from the meditation practice, so what if we think about a thing of what what we can learn from that practice, and also the benefits that we can derive from that practice, then then it comes to the point of to knowing, to recognizing first all the ones, what are the qualities, something admirable qualities that we can, or the positive qualities that we can possess, what we should have, and on the other hand, to reflect upon what are the negative or some bad habits and so forth, which we should be overcoming or should not have, and so therefore we through this meditation practice, so we're supposed to not only we reflect upon and recognize these things, on the one hand the positive quality, on the other hand the negative or something very harmful or destructive, and so therefore the aim or the benefit that we have to hope from the meditation practice is to really to develop, to enhance and develop the positive qualities, and or if we already possess some good qualities, then we got to use that practice to prevent it from declining or losing these qualities. So therefore, it's as we work, as we are able to enhance and develop more positive qualities, then this would have automatically then would help us to minimize or to overcoming all the negative things that which we should not have, or which can have the effect of bringing harm to our life.
me at the Zumbo Senama, me not just Zumbo, I don't know, mother, me not just Zumbo yard, me at the Antolio, me not just Zumbo yard, me at the Abudi yard, at the Copeche shed, tomato, that China Shibuji, there was on tattoo. That thing in cards and go judge, the Peche shed of a younger in the Cards and go judge, say wrong on the beach. Say wrong on the side garden, say Yamo on the Rotelli, say don't so notes in the Passion and go Jagua. That didn't got sugar. Cards and on the mother, may yet as may not just Zumbaco, Peche Mazache, Jay down on the sea, roll of Mandation, the Jagger, Tashavang and Basan, come up to Yunga. The carry on the then others. Sang on the road, saying Yamo on the road, and Matala, Omet Shangdua, is that Rigo, some to the church was in there.
So, as human beings, so we, we all already possess certain like a very like a good nature that we can, good human nature, and there's something, the unique qualities which as a human being we all possess that. So therefore in one way that we can the benefit from meditation is to really to not only to recognize this good nature, good qualities of the as a human being, but as well as to at the same time to be able to really to utilize this the positive human potential, human qualities. So therefore the like. If you look at the, how, in what way that meditation can actually help us to utilize this, our good human nature, good human potentials. So it's because through meditation practice, then we can understand, we can recognize that how all the negative like actions, negative habit or the deeds that we sometimes we whether intentionally or unintentionally we manifest, we create, and which sometimes have the result of even have some negative impact on the other people around you, and often even sometimes even may have the result of even making to oneself even to feel regret about those actions. So when we look at the when we sit in meditation practice, then we can actually to recognize that the source of all these negative actions are one's own the mind, and why it is the some sort of the impulses, if you like, from the mind, which the motivate or which cause one to create those negative actions. And then so moreover, if you look at the mind, why our mind has such a negative impulse, then we can recognize that in meditation practice we can recognize because the mind is overpowered or been under the influence of certain like negative states of mind, which we call it like a mental afflictions, or afflictive emotions, and so therefore in order to in order overcome or get rid of such negative actions, and to really to express, to utilize the basic good qualities of the human beings, human nature, then we have to do or to even to utilize the human nature as well as the good human intelligence. So in order to do that, so we have to have the gain control of our own mind, rather than our mind being controlled or overruled by certain negative state of mind. So if we have that through meditation practice, so once we control our mind in the sense that we overcome this mind being overpowered, being influenced by the negative state of mind, so through this way, then we would have the ability to utilize these the good human nature and human intelligence.
So wrong say sonsa sono toshula dalba taje zai jile dal taje ji legre say sono toshu ki kol taje legre yo to kan de yo de ji se san de na kan de tin ji da den de ra so sonsa de re do mare re ye do me Pomarata, so jetong, the gen dragon, the gen dragmandus. Wrong as on the gen mandus. The new fa, lodge tentany of Bandua. Jin Sony, Shala, Manji bigger, Condala, Kisson Sarchitavre. Ranker son to go, I read the Maria son of Toga Retene, Mareva, in the Tagarata, Takin, Shad and Manjuba Legarilla. They'll check Mishera, the way that's on the name called Red, that's on the doing.
So the meditation also make us more aware of our own, what is really going in our own, thought and in our mind, and so in this way the meditation gives us really to opportunity to not only to observe and aware of our thoughts, but at the same time to really to discriminate, to check our own really like unpacking our own thoughts. For example, you might have certain thought to or impulses to do certain things, and so instead of simply just following that thoughts without even thinking, considering whether what this is influencing or motivating one to do, and also to think whether the way just to examine in terms of what kind of actions, if this thought or intention is motivating one to do, and whether consider the consequence of those actions, and also to when we look into our mind, so we would have so many different perspective of the things, our own or however different views on the different things, and then we have to through meditation practice, so means to really to examine and check whether the way what is the view that we hold in our mind, whether they are correct or not correct, or whether the way or what with our mind says us to do, whether that is something right, wrong, or something beneficial or harmful. So, so in this way, it gives us an opportunities through meditation. Give us an opportunity to really to have a more thought, before one put something into actions.
소소 샤와데 레고안에 샤디가 롤라 패드 내가 딩마데니 그나 소마 코로 깬데 자도 소마 코로 되는 한 거고야. 로 샤네 패드 근데 더 손도 코로를 셔러라는 게 되는데와 손도도야. 코로 더 손도 코로라래 샤데네 마르안주 냉케가 더 가자라 샤 this had taken leg, the Shamara Kajana, that's how the young woman do. Shah tell it. Manzo, you what? So Shah tell it, so Tility, Madame Pat Dengas, then on the in washing God. Then you can't the young then, Nagatin, there are temperature yet, they get jig, Pedal, Ganga Chevaya by the Maton. That not a shira the mother. Chamber is about chamber down. I see the down chamber castle at some Tony, shot the share, Gisel thing and never chamber parting and wider. That tending son of Tombon sauce, sons of la thought and tending sham moving in waters and do not tell you how
and in fact, how our the actions are going to be, whether they are good or bad or something beneficial or harmful, and whether the action has a or not. So, to great extent, so we can that can be reflected in the intention or the thought which lead to those actions, which predetermine those actions. So therefore, the we with the meditation practice. So therefore, we are really talking about this. To utilizing our basic human intelligence, and how we can see if we access that intelligence, how then there is we can there are so many things we can develop. We can if to we can prevent through utilizing our intelligence. So we can prevent so many unproductive or something not too beneficials the actions. So particularly how sometimes even if we do not examine carefully, sometimes we can have there might be certain decisions, certain actions which may, seems to be so beneficial, so worthwhile and fruitful, but only on that such beneficial is only in a very short term or very temporary period. But however, if we look more further, more closely, then we can see in long run. So such action might have even a great a loss for one. Great. It brings a lot of harms, a lot of damage to oneself. So therefore, it becomes very obvious that then it is even though there is certain immediate advantage, immediate benefit for one, but it becomes obvious to one that it is not a good, not a good action to undertake. So in this way, there's through meditation practice. So in this way, how it help us to utilize to our own the basic human intelligence of this our own sense of discriminations.
There's some tone at the upon to us on them. Is that wrong? Shad, roller money by never check good. Then some do. Rasa rather wrong shad, roller pet, yellow pet to Pascal. Their master roller money by yellow money. The name is on to the catch much, the song to the wrong shad, the roller never moves in each other. They come matter be said Chimbosia. They come matter about the car, Yamare, Carzen, call Yamushu Chimbochi Leggerella, then Caliconsia. Cage roller, pembin nomanashi standing, we are. Roller, pembin nomad. Lokaya roller, Jasho nomad. Kaja Batu nomanashi standing. Che, pembin nomanashi, there we are at any. The pembin nomad, nomad, there we are, the shad, the share, that pemba woman do. There's any some to or wrong shad, yellow shin. Wrong in this shad, the roll negative. Macha asked tonight. Yellow negative Macha Rasa Rade. Get this over. Yellow Nana roll negative. It's about a thing in it, and not this over. Yellow penny, yellow person, it roll of yellow person, not that. Yellow then roll never the fashion. Then son to the Tara, young is a son of Tage to Napun to add. That thing he carries said, Goja, mother said, Yamu on the Mandoache, Catan Rosonachi, do big logic manner, don't get anything with the Tessera, Logic Jonathan, Yamu said Yamu on the Mandoache. Catan Yamu on the runner, caught it do big at any logic the other. That thing he take good listen. Got a cruel assassin. Tema thought that in Kundokorong all tarty, she let him go mad while I tell the let him go mad while I think a pen to Chuman do go down. What I say, what it?
So when basically when when we talk of the meditation practice, so we are talking about some things which which has a great potentials to benefit oneself and to benefit others, because it is common to for everyone that that we would expect, we would hope that whatever actions or whatever things we do in our life, our hope, our expectation is to really do something to benefit us. It is something improve the quality of our life, and as well as to benefit and help other beings. So therefore, we have to aim, we have to hope that at least whatever actions or the things that we do in life, if of course the best would be if we could, those actions could be something beneficial, it benefit us and to others. But at least it's not what the action that we do is. It doesn't become like a cause or source of harm, suffering for oneself and for others. And so therefore it is important to because as everything there is happened because of certain causes and the conditions, causes and effect. So therefore, it is important to reflect, to think over the various these causes, and and then of course we can see how one of the main cause why we find difficult to correct our actions, and to find it very difficult to bring some, to change in our way of thinking and in our actions. So it's because of the overwhelming influence of such like a negative states of mind, like mental afflictions. So when our mind is filled with a strong affliction, mental afflictions, then such as like a strong the hatred or the anger, then how because of that the influence of this such mental afflictions, then it was even even undertaking some certain actions which can be really very unwise, and can be very destructive and can be very harmful to ourselves and to others. So, however, because of that, the influence of the afflictive emotions, so we would we would see that kind of our actions, whatever action, as something very very beneficial. It's something very we try to justify that that action which actually potentially is the will bring harm to oneself and to others. So therefore however when we think of how can we overcome such mental affliction, mental affliction such as anger, then really the effective means is just being none than just understanding our mind well, and that is in order to understand the mind, then we have to we need to engage, we need to apply the meditation practice. So through meditation practice, then we have more control. We will be able to gain more control of our own thought, on our state of mind, and so in this way, how we can, even when we, due to certain unavoidable, condition, even if the anger arises, then we can at least recognize that as something very negative, something very destructive, and so therefore therefore we can one way to overcome that is to look rather than the directing our mental attentions towards the actual cause of the anger. So but we direct the mind onto the anger itself, trying to know the nature of the anger itself, and in fact, to simply observing the anger itself, we will experience the anger losing its own force, its own almost it's losing on diminish by itself. So in this way, through meditation practice, it help us to bring more clarity in our mind, and to see the things more clearly, that how we can see through meditation practice, we can see how in fact the even our thought or any action of bringing harm, or causing harm to others, in fact that is also will end up as a source of cause of harm for oneself, whereas how any thought or the actions of benefiting others, so and that is also is a cause of benefiting oneself as well.
That's something that because the tongue of the Goji, go never in life, and said the wrong old the rest. say on the said the carers and wrong said, Nemo on the Matoache, a tell it to the rest. That car and never car as then. And then gossip the leisure to Yeshe Niares. Gossip in Yeshe, say Nemo on the Tony, Nemo teaching news. That's not with it. Gossip the leisure, says Zumbo, say Yapo, kick Jaying news. So that's on the Senes and Goja. I'm going to go to Janu the art. So long as children stand out, how cause us on to you there.
So just before we begin the short meditations, so just just to bear in mind that the through meditation practice, so what we're trying to achieve is to is like a transforming our mind, and so that our mind is not overpowered. It is not under the influence of mental afflictions, and so because the reason why we do not want we want to get rid of the influence of mental afflictions is because when we look at the causes of all the negativities that we which we create, and which is reflected in our actions, whether that be in our action of like a thought, or in our speech, or in our bodily actions. So all these the negativities that are in our negativities, or some sort of more destructive nature of those in that actions. So these are all the stem from the mental afflictions, mental afflictions, which goes under which overpowers our mind. So therefore, on the other hand, how if we could overcome the influence of those mental afflictions, then and then we can see, we will be able to then bring the real positive changes, or some positive transformation within our mind. And when this happens, then naturally, then the outcome, or the result will be then whatever actions that we create through thought, speech, and the body, then would have would be more beneficial and more positives. So with this in mind, so we engage in the meditation practice. ra nega meno phaja nega dagaro ja goida atni no goja ida yeda tang yunjunga dere ta son de to dra yede yunjunga re taje de chaba de re tembi de gar sene sa mite ngwa shi ga ngin pa sa chi ta de tembi pa ta ga ta chaba je pa tel ta go said that mite tel pa yo ma che ta
either temba yabo, temba sabo, there's a peg, that's on death and undo the other, death or me by Jungaza. Then I go easy jar, then said the bar, I said, Jatom Sharu. That has a share noise and I'm not sure if I do the bar. Just a jatom was see donny. Ah, Chembise, get the Zuniza, tell a Maya, then Tresor, that they come away then, no doubt.
So when we engage in meditation practice, so we need to, in order to we will be primarily applying two tools, two means. So which is one is the it's a mindfulness, but more like a memory, power of memory. And then the other tool is the alertness or the awareness. So these two are the main means which we need to apply. And so how we apply, like how we actually go about meditation practice is like how in the initially, so like you find yourself comfortable and very relaxed, and then trying to gently calm the mind fully down, by overcoming all the distracting thought, like the external distractions, so that the mind really fully brought within yourself, and then with the applications of this mindfulness or your memory, then you memory here is more to do with the remembering the object of the meditations. So with that application, so you like if you here we object is, if it's a breathing, you're inhaling, exhaling, so you're remembering that as an object, and so you in the sense that you tie your mind to that objects, or to place the mind just on that objects, and in such a way that your mind just stay on that object, and not losing even any part of the mind towards any other object, or being not allowing any distractions. So the mindfulness you have to apply in order to prevent all these distractions. So you got to keep mind, your memory, keep keep alive, and to to hold the mind just on the objects. How for example, if someone is really very hungry, then this thought of food can always be present in their mind. Just keep, you cannot avoid that the thought. So in the same way, so the memory have to be applied throughout the meditation to hold the mind onto that, place the mind, placing the mind onto the objects. So very live, and then at the same time the other tool, which is the alertness or the awareness, so which also have to be presence, so that with that but through applying the awareness, then which they enable one to recognize, to be aware if the mind leave its object, mind doesn't stay on the object, you be immediately be you become, in a way, with awareness, you become very vigilant of that, and so therefore you be, even the mind is just about to go away, you be able to, you be alerted, and so in this way you place the mind, with a slight effort, so you place the mind on the objects, or if it loose, you simply bring it back, and back to the objects. No. No. So, so here the object, so is the inhaling and exhaling of the breath, and so which so need to apply this the mindfulness and the awareness to that. So just for next, yeah. So for next, just for this few minutes, and so as without being distracted by any other objects, or just trying to place the mind on the inhaling and exhaling of the breath, with the application of this mindfulness and alertness as we discuss. So now we're going to chant the Buddha's mantra, and so we continue the meditations, but the switch the focus of the mind to the sound of the mantra, and so again make sure that that there is no the mind is not distracted by any other object, but just focus on the sound of the mantra.
Page 1.
That's all the teaching for tonight, but if anyone has a question, please maybe 1 or 2 rooms for questions. Yeah.
What's the best thing to do when you have a sense of regret that you find quite disturbing, or that you regret doing a certain action, but whenever you think over how you did that action, then it disturbs your mind? What's the best thing?
So Karina. Tadi sebenarnya yang saya ceritakan sampai atas kangen lihat di mebel tapsir itu yang suka res.
Anes.
Joba je jola kita sudah lihat Karina. Mama tadi kau di samlona di lain itu sampai ini kangen tiga res tiga dus.
Kangen jawab lagi ni semua macam seperti lot ni apa sih lagi. Dia kan tersaji. 다 살살 심한 무제시지니 너더거로 제바도 너무 많이 거 제세지 너셀래고요 이제는 앞으로
the along with the sense of regret, which we arise, so what's important is to also to generate a sense of like resolutions or determinations to not to repeat whatever the mistake one done in the or the wrong actions or whatever you done in the past. So the also to it is also important when such regret arises to also to acknowledge or to understand, recognize that the past, whatever that happened, events that is happened in the past, so that's already gone, So so if one feels regret because if one belief is that something right or something not right, then what's important is to just to renew one's mind to be and reinforce one's to be more to be more determinations to not to repeating the same things here in the future again here. So
no again, no. You have that's no again. I know one again. And that's no quality. No quality. I know do again. Very good. Yeah. Last thing you do city. No good. I know do city. Very good.
So there's one.
Yeah, they're all dead. I know do. No good.
So there's also the positive aspect of the feeling regret is that is the indication that one recognize and one acknowledge the whatever the mistake that one did in the past. So one is really when you feel regret, so you it has to be from heart, it has to be sincere. Then that means that you have a clear recognitions or acknowledgement of the past mistake, and when this happened, then naturally you would have more resolved. You'll be more motivated to not to do that again. And of course, if in a certain situation where if this when this sense of regret arises, and that can be very interrupting, and one find it very difficult to find it a bit disturbing, then maybe in some time you can try to engage in some other actions or do certain things which can distract you from that regret, and you're shifting the mind focus to something else, but sometimes it can help. Yep.
That no way depend Javasha Javasha depend. Yeah, Javasha started Javasha Javasha.
So in the Buddhist terminologies, so when we use the sense of regret in the context of regretting to in the one's past misdeeds or past unwholesome actions. So and so from that point of view, so the regret is considered as something virtue. To feel regret about the past mistake is considered as a virtue and is something wholesome. And whereas if you feel regret to some good things that you have done, that I should not have done that, and that considered as a non-virtuous and unwholesome. So it's pretty obvious how if you are someone who feel bad or feel regret to your good deeds, then there's more likely that you wouldn't do that thing again because you see that as a recognize your good deed as a bad. Whereas if you regret to something, your bad action in the past, then that is clearly indication, and it's very likely that because you feel regret that you feel regret because you wish that you didn't do that. So therefore, when you feel that regret, so you are affirming yourself so that not to repeating the misdeed again.
Yes. Yes.
You happy with that? No. No.
대지 개하마를 먹여마 되지 뭐 더발려가 시도 이게네 안데 샤마르안 제바시 샤르안 제바시 때 주시라 내가 샤마르안 제바시다 가서 계속 시라 내가 이게네 샤마르아 정도 제 쇼래 이마 마셔야 보러 다 손도
in the book written by the great Indian master Vasubandhu, so there is a whole sections which is dedicated to this topic is regret, and there's talking about regret in generally can be both virtue and non-virtues, depending on, as we're saying, what you regret for, and so there's a lot of so normally, so if you as we were discussing before, if you regret to something that was the non-virtuous, then it is it considered as a virtue, as a positive loss. Okay, and thanks for your very good attention to the teachings. So when we people get together, so we are also collectively, we are also creating a good, actions, which has the benefit to both ways, from, since, when you, Krishna said that when you listen to the teaching with a great interest and with a good positive physical, a good gesture, good bodily gesture, that gives him a bit of joy, and hopefully, if he trying to in teaching, giving this talk, if he he is with a good intention, good thought, and also trying to be to show a good physical gesture, hopefully that also bring you some joy, and so there is such a benefit as a group. And so there was one lady who met the Geshe, after outside of the teaching time, he's just having a tea, sharing tea, and she said she always enjoy coming to teachings, not because she understands the teaching fully, but just enjoy the just the his smile and all the whatever he bodily gesture that he share with others. So that's why it's coming. So maybe some of you maybe enjoy that also.